Hello everyone, welcome back. Cameron Love, aspiring actor here, and we're going to be watching episode 7, 8, and 9 today. Probably should have watched one more episode last week. I don't know why I was tired. I needed a break. I still haven't built up my endurance. I have a feeling after episode 7 I'm going to have to take another break. So in these last 6 episodes, I've noticed a reoccurring device that the filmmakers are using. They're using beams and mirrors and dividers separating two characters. There's a lot of silence, to showcase an internal rift between two characters or a silent feud happening between two characters on screen. The scene speaks for itself. Like Steve and Hank being separated by a mirror when they're in the bathroom, Walter and Skylar when they're, at the dinner table. Also, I'm starting to pick up a pattern. It's only happened twice so far, but I'm expecting it's going to be a running gag throughout the series. I'm expecting Walter's windshield to get smashed up again. It's already been smashed up from the airplane explosion. That was number 1. He got it fixed. There was, blue tape on his windshield, and then Pinkman takes a chunk of concrete and he smashes the window again. I don't know. I think it's just going to be a running gag. It kind of reminds me of, in Home Alone, there's that statue in the front of the house that always gets tipped over. So I think it's going to happen again. I don't know, I just have a feeling. These last 3 episodes answered a lot of questions that I had pertaining to Walter and who he is as a person. And I'm not talking about where he is right now in season 3, but even before season 1. I have a better understanding on why this guy is so prideful now and why he just absolutely refuses to accept help from anyone, to respect the chemistry. Give me a break. No. I saw that look, Walter. There's a reoccurring theme happening, not just with Walter, but with a couple of other characters too. I think Walter doesn't like to admit that he's a sensitive guy. I'm not talking about he cries sometimes. No, he's sentimental. You see him when the RV is about to get destroyed. He's walking up and down the RV. He's touching things. He's touching the chairs that he was using to shield him from the sun when he was trapped in the desert. He's touching all of his equipment that him and Pinkman have. Those are good times. It's he's saying, well done. That'll do, Pig. This is something he would only do by himself. If Jesse was in there with them, I don't think Walter would have spent time touching things and saying goodbye and giving it a proper send-off. He's openly sensitive when he's by himself, but with other people, he puts on a tough act. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. There's a theme of toxic masculinity going on in these last couple of episodes. It's very obvious with Hank. Hank's suffering from it too. Walter, I think this is what stems. This is the root of Walter's pride and why he just refuses to accept help. He wants to be self-reliant. He wants to be a man. Because a man provides. When Walter met up with Gustavo, he told him that, you hired Jesse Pinkman? Really? His product is of subpar quality. And Gustavo's from what I've heard, his quality is consistent with what I expect. It's more or less the same. And Walter was taken aback. That hurt him. That bruised so many aspects of who Walter is. His pride, his ego. And I love that scene. It's that scene with him and Gustavo is probably one of my favorite scenes so far. It just tells so much about who Walter is. And the reason why I think that, Walter suffers from, a warped view of what it means to be a man. Walter, he's you think I have some proprietary kind of selfishness about my own formula? Some sort of overweening pride that you think simply overwhelms me, clouds my judgment. When he said that, I'm yeah, actually, yes. Everything you just said is true. And Gustavo took note of this. Instead of arguing with Walter, it's well, yeah, actually, you do come across as kind of prideful and selfish. Instead of going that route, Gustavo says, but it doesn't. And Walter, he's Absolutely not. I respect the chemistry. The chemistry must be respected. That's probably my favorite line throughout that whole back and forth. Blink and you'll miss it, but you see Walter just turning away, kind of whimpering a little bit. That's my favorite part of the episode. That 1 second turn away. There's so much that you can read from that. Walter wants to show that he's a man. He wants to prove his his worth as a man, as a provider to, his family and to himself and to others. And that turn away, that was the gotcha moment from Gustavo. He's like, you're mine now. And I know how to play you like a flute. Just that subtle nuance. I respect the chemistry. You have to respect the chemistry. No. It's not, I have to respect the chemistry. The chemistry must be respected. It's not that. That's not what he means. I need to be respected. Walter sees his worth as a person equal to that in the work that he produces. It's because his work is so, of the purest, highest quality. He sees himself as of the highest caliber. But when you compare his product with that of Jesse Pinkman's, whom he sees as subpar, that's the knife that cuts deepest in Walter, because it deflates his worth as a person, as a human being, as a man. That's Walter at his most vulnerable. He's trying so hard to make this work. He's trying so hard to be tough, to put up a front, to provide. He doesn't get any recognition, and all of his work is more or less the same as Jesse Pinkman's, and Gustavo capitalized on that. When Walter arrives at his state-of-the-art lab that Gustavo set up, the music changes to a sort of music box, lullaby, sort of Tim Burton-esque style music. And, Walter, he kind of reverts back to being a boy again, going back to this theme of masculinity. He's kind of like a kid in a candy store. He becomes that young grad student, full of dreams for the future, to be a great scientist. He can finally, live out this life of working in a lab and, fulfilling that, boyhood, dream of his. That's such a twisted way of persuading Walter. Playing on his dreams. And he's playing on Walter's insecurities. Men are often told to man up. Man up, don't be a wimp. Grow a pair. What are you, a sissy? Be a man. Don't cry. Gustavo, he brings up this theme of masculinity again, toxic masculinity, and what it means to be a man. A man provides. He says that several times throughout his monologue. Gustavo's, he's playing on Walter's, how he thinks of himself as a man. Him agreeing to work with Gustavo in that lab is him determining that if he were to work in this lab, his product will be even better and people will think highly of him. And then he'll think more highly of himself. It's a vicious cycle that Walter's in right now. That's him proving his worth as a man. Hank suffers from the same toxic masculinity theme too. His is more obvious, but his is more destructive. He fears speaking out. He fears about getting help. He doesn't want to appear as a sissy, or he doesn't want to be emasculated in any way. He's under the impression that going to a therapist means the end of his career. He can't talk to his partner. He wants his partner to get his hand off his shoulder, right? Even though his partner said, you can talk to me, man. Marie wants Hank to talk things out, but he wants to be alone. Or he's fine, he's yelling at her that he's fine. And everyone else just has to get off his back. To prove he isn't weak, to prove to himself, he goes out and he instigates these fights, and he uses excessive force. He uses intimidation tactics with Pinkman when he's in the RV. Walter has moments where he kind of just stays true to who he is, Walter asking Saul for help when he called him. It's not easy for Walter to accept help from anybody. Hank's always on. Even when he's by himself, it seems like he's always got somebody to impress. Toxic masculinity. It's the silent killer. Pinkman's also sentimental. But, he stays true to himself all the time, I think. He's not afraid about being sensitive. He loves his friends. He loved Jane. When the RV was getting destroyed, Walter and Pinkman, they were watching on as their, second home was being destroyed before their eyes. But, Pinkman's also thinking, I have no way of cooking now. Like, he can't cook in his house. That's already compromised. Maybe Walter will throw Pinkman a bone and they'll get to cooking again. And this is where I think things will get spicy. Gale! I thought his name was Gil. This guy's a total rat. Gustavo said it himself. His employees are well trained. He trusts them. Gale, I don't trust you, man. You're not my employee. I expect Walter to let slip more details about his formula. That is totally what Gale's reason why he was handpicked to be Walter's assistant. Otherwise, why wouldn't Gustavo pick Jesse? If Gustavo already knows that Jesse can make this blue sky, and he knows that he's proved himself, and then the coffee too. He's just like, this assistant is too good to be true. Like he's stimulating Walter's intellect, something that he didn't get that much from Pinkman. I don't think Gale signed up for Jesse. Walter is more his bread and butter. It's somebody who he can talk to. Walter's used to Pinkman. Gale's not used to Pinkman. So if those two were to meet, I think Gale, he'll just let slip some detail of his plan. Pinkman's gonna find out and just try to warn Walter, and he'll. Man, no. Skylar doesn't even know why she's sleeping with Ted anymore. Now that she's finally come to the realization herself that, Walter did this for, the family, I think, things just got lost in the pile of everything that's happened so far. She didn't have a plan afterwards. What was her plan? Walter leaves and then you move in with Ted? When Ted said that, she had second thoughts. She's like, maybe. Maybe we could do that. It's just a mess with Skylar right now. She got her wish. Walter's divorcing her, but now she's having second thoughts. And it was because of Marie and her phone call that, Hank's changed after he faced death, that Skylar came to the realization that, Walter, he changed when he faced death. That's why he's doing this. He did this for us. When she saw that bag of money, it could have been greed. She was asking her lawyer permission, essentially, to spend the money. Even though Skylar denied it. It may have been tempting, or she could have came to the realization that, Walter, he did all this for us. Maybe Skylar will get a new bathroom out of all this if she goes back to Walter. I mean, she really loved that floor. But yeah, when she put the towel on the floor, it's no. This whole thing with Ted is done. That theme of masculinity showed up again when Walter confronted Ted. He's slamming on the door. He's like, come on, Ted, I just want to talk. Okay, you don't want to be a man about it? The cartel. Whoa. It's got the Zach Morse phone. Big man. Big fried cook, more like it. The chicken man. You'll get over it. I wish he was dead. Grab your uncle a beer, would you?
No, una helada.
No, a cold one. This is what you wanted. Your brother dead, right? You're gonna have to try harder than that. If you want to save him. Family is all. Dude, Hank is probably like right outside your house, man. Uh-oh.
Got nothing on me, yo. All right, you can call my lawyer, Saul Goodman. Talk to my lawyer, all right?
He doesn't care.
Hey, you hear me? I got nothing to say. I told you can call my...
Jesus!
Oh, Christ! You have my cell phone number? You have my wife's name? How'd you do it? Talk! Who you working with?
There it is. Yo, Adrian. Rocky called. He wants his face back.
Yeah, Adrian.
Come on, I gotta cheer you up.
Oh my god.
That's your get out of jail free card. You understand get out of jail free card, right? I mean, just blink once if you're following. This beating, best thing for you. You're home free. Good, right? Right.
Oh my god. The side of his face is just so buffy. Oh, Jesus.
So,
What happens now?
What happens now? I'll tell you. What happens now?
He's got no lab.
Your scumbag brother-in-law is finished. Done. You understand? I will own him when this is over. Every cent he earns, every cent his wife earns, is mine. Any place he goes, anywhere he turns, I'm gonna be there, grabbing my share. He'll be scrubbing toilets in Tijuana for pennies, and I'll be standing over him to get my cut. He'll see me when he wakes up in the morning and when he crawls to sleep in whatever rat hole's left for him after I shred his house down. I will haunt his crusty ass forever until the day he sticks a gun up his mouth and pulls the trigger just to get me out of his head. That's what happens next.
leave it behind, all of it.
Nothing changes once I walk out of here. I get myself a new RV and go start cooking again.
How exactly do you think you're going to get away with that? They will catch you.
So what? What? I have a get out of jail free card.
Hey, I may have overstated the power of your face.
Not this. If the cops catch me, I give them what they want the most.
Walter.
You.
Walter's got no choice. He has to get Pinkman to cook with him so that he can keep an eye on him.
You're my free pass. Bitch.
Classic.
Hey, when, not if he gets caught and he's facing 20 years, what'll he do then? Believe me, there's no honor among thieves. Except for us.
Cross my heart.
There may come a time to talk options.
Options.
No honor among thieves, Saul.
You're taking the fifth here?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, well, we just want to give you all a heads up. Mr. Pinkman is pressing charges in this matter.
The word of a meth head. We know all about his history. We're well aware, but toxicology on Pinkman. His blood is clean. He's not using it.
So, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Don't go in that elevator, man. Can you take the stairs? Every time you go in that elevator.
It's all gonna work out. You've been too good to them for too many years.
I hope it goes without saying that we're not talking about this, okay?
As brief as it was, he finally let it out. There he goes again! Ha!
You know what's gonna happen to him if this Pinkman presses charges? Hank could lose everything. I thought maybe, there's a way you could help him. Hank is your family.
Currently.
I said not currently.
Hello. Starting to get worried. Everything is on track. Got our distillate, just waiting to...
Let's get our trays ready. Clean, no moisture.
Done.
Is our solvent filtered?
I thought you might ask that. Done.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, that's real good.
Hand glove. That's what we strive for. You know, this might be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
He's just gonna call him Bestie. Hey, Bestie! I'll pick you up at your house.
Lucky you boys called me. I got a load to pick up. I'm taking a 40 straight through to Memphis. I got hammered out about 15, but there's this girl down there named Laney or Lolly or something. Well, take a gander. Prices are negotiable. Buying in bulk gets you a discount. I'm running a special on these little honeys. JHPs. Hollow point bullets known by the natives as Black Death. Check it out. You like that? So sweet you want to lick it. Nickel-plated brass casing, level ox coat for panache. Sucker has 6 razor claws that expand upon impact. Shred your mama's head like a cabbage. Tika, on the house. Anyhow, I've been windjamming long enough. Why don't you boys tell me what you're looking for? What it is you want? What it is you need? What can I do you for?
That's...
Damn, so lightweight you'll forget you're wearing it.
We don't bend over.
I don't leave home without it.
Thanks for letting us know. Oh, just testing?
What the hell? You broke my freaking rib, you maniac son of a bitch! You're welcome!
Oh, I'm nervous.
Station 575C.
I said 85. 85.
What are you, stupid? You're just a loser. You're just a junkie.
I said 85. It's always been 85. Not 75. Not 95. 85.
I'm very sorry.
Great. You're sorry. Meanwhile, you've just brewed 50 gallons of useless sludge. Congratulations. Dump it. Dump it all. This batch is ruined.
Hey, Bestie. Are you upset?
Here's what you're telling him. He attacked you. He swung at you with something.
It's bulletproof.
Attacked you with a pipe. Happens all the time. Years of training and your body acted faster than your brain. You had no choice but to hit him. You had to fight back. Why should you be the one who pays for doing the right thing?
Baby, it wasn't the right thing. It's not what the job is. It's supposed to be better than that. Oh, it wasn't one mistake.
Say it, man.
Unraveling, you know. I don't sleep at night anymore. I freeze. I freeze up. My chest gets all tight. I can't breathe. Just panic. Ever since that Salamanca thing. To go Salamanca, that the scumbag deserved a bullet between the eyes. It changed me. I can't seem to control it. I tried to fight it. Then pass. It's just gotten worse. What I did to Pinkman. That's not how I'm supposed to be. That's nothing. All this. Everything that's happened, I swear to God, Marie, I think the universe is trying to tell me something. I'm finally ready to listen. I'm just not the man I thought I was. I think I'm done as a cop.
This whole Gale situation, he's just not working out.
He misses Pinkman.
Yes, now, it may sound unorthodox, but I think our first best option is Jesse Pinkman. Hello?
It all comes together.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will. I will. Okay. Goodbye. Listen, something's come up.
Clash of Personalities is coming up.
It's a good opportunity. There's been a job opening.
Why don't you just go get yourself a monkey?
I don't want a monkey.
I want you.
Oh, gee, thanks. Oh, not interested. A nice try. Just being your asshat brother-in-law.
It's more than an assistant.
Partner?
Partners. We'll be partners again.
50-50.
Everything 50-50, just like before.
1.5 million.
Each.
Well, what about Saul's cut? Since he's both their lawyers, does he get 10%? No.
I don't think you...
I heard you. You fine. I said no.
You're turning down $1.5 million.
I am not turning down the money. I am turning down you. You get it? I want nothing to do with you. Ever since I met you, everything I have ever cared about is gone. Ruined, turned to shit, dead ever since I hooked up with the great Heisenberg. I have never been more alone.
I have nothing! No one! Alright, it's all gone! Get it? No. No, no, why? Why would you get it? What do you even care as long as you get what you want? Right? You don't give a shit about me. Why would you want me, huh? You said my meth is inferior. Right? Right? Hey! You said my cook was garbage! And screw you, man! Screw you!
He tried so hard. Trying to impress you.
Your meth is good, Jesse. As good as mine.
Oh, he's got a broken jaw. I love that, like, that continuity. When he was just talking like this. Just imagine screaming and yelling like that in real life with your jaw actually broken.
Yeah.
50-50. Yes, 50-50.
Okay. Partners.
Good.
Where are you on the pain chart, Jesse? Ah!
This is the statement you want to give.
Yes, sir.
In the light of these facts, as of this moment, you're suspended without pay. I have to ask you to hand over your badge and your gun.
Yes, sir.
This Pinkman isn't pressing charges.
Why not?
Who the hell knows? Maybe you have a guardian angel.
Don't go in that elevator again, man. Every time you go into that elevator.
I'll tell you all about it when I get home, okay? Yeah. Yeah, it's just... I don't know, baby. I think we may be okay. Okay. I love you too.
I think I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Shredder.
I need you to listen very carefully. Men are coming to kill you.
Okay.
We're approaching your car. You have 1 minute.
Man, I don't get the gag, Jag-off. Who is this?
They're coming.
Hello?
Maybe it was Gustavo.
Hey, Gomey, this is Hank. I don't know what that call's supposed to be, but it's dumb even by your standards, so... Call me when you get this.
Come on, Hank, you got one shot. Come on, Hank, pull yourself together.
No. Muy fácil.
Jeez. I'm like shaking. It didn't even register right away that that was Tio in the beginning. Of course, the Zach Morris phone from the 80s. That's why he owns those guys. At least Hank was able to confess while he still could. I hope Hank at least says something to, Walter and Marie and Skylar. Just like hangs in there just a little bit more. He let off all that pressure that he was keeping held in. He finally let Marie know what was happening to him, how he felt. He was able to pull himself together, take out Tuco's cousins. Hank is a tank. He tanked those bullets, holy crap. Every single time he's been in that elevator, he's had a panic attack or he broke down in some way. And the last time he goes through those elevators, he has a smile on his face. And he gets through it just fine. I don't want to think about Marie and Walter Jr. being upset. Hank phoned his partner, Steve, and he left a message. Steve's gonna hear that. He's gonna go snooping, Who is this guy that warned Hank? I'm glad that he was warned, holy crap. I think it's Gustavo. Tio, that dick! I wonder when he came across that bell. That guy was ruthless. Still is. It's always the ones you don't suspect. I thought he was just a joke the first time I saw him. Maybe the guardian angel of the series is that gun dealer. I think the next episode is going to break my heart. I was getting choked up because, Hank finally let go of everything that's just been bottled up inside of him. We'll see if Walter has that moment with Jesse. Pinkman tried so hard to impress Walter. You remember when he showed Walter for the first time? Pinkman was waiting outside when Walter was getting fired. And, he pulled it out. He's like, check it out. I did everything that you told me. He wanted that seal of approval from Walter. Somebody that he admires, that he looks up to. And Walter just, spat in his face. It's like, what in the hell is this? And now Walter finally says that you are good enough. It's just as good as mine. God, I'm talking about meth! Pinkman said everything. Walter is selfish. He's arrogant. Walter's just taking it. He's like, you're right. And Gustavo approved of Pinkman to work with Walter. There's gonna be a clash of personalities right now. Gale. I still call him Gil. Yeah, I want to see Pinkman's interactions with Gale. Walter, he just wants to fume. He wants to go off. He just wants to find just one thing. And Gale's just like, did I do something wrong, bestie? Hey now, we go way back. You can tell me everything. Like your formula. Yeah, no, I still think that's his plan. But yeah, I think he's just gonna get shunned. And Gustavo's not gonna get what he hired him to do. We'll see. I bet Saul's gonna get 5% from each of them. At least he's getting 10% and he can still respect himself. Saul, man. No honor among thieves. If you can't convince him, then there may be some other options for you to take. That's what I'm thinking. It's not put an ad in the wanted papers. Wanted, 25 to 35-year-old male who's up to the challenge and up to being challenged, who can follow orders and has sassy catchphrases. 1 year experience preferred. Own RV a plus. We'll see. We'll see, Saul. You know, he's part of the gang. He's not going to go anywhere, but for the right price, I think Saul likes hanging out with these guys.
Sir, if you'd like to smoke, you need to be another 20 feet from the door.
Roll me further, bitch.
Here's pale and diaphoretic. How many entry wounds? We found 4. Shoulder and hip, through and through. Right lung and lower left quadrant. No visible exit wounds. Let's get him.
Is he gonna call Walter? Karma. I think that's what Jesse's thinking right now.
I don't understand. I thought things were going pretty well.
Bestie?
I thought we were kind of simpatico, you know? We were becoming a real team.
Not so much, no.
Walter.
Is this about the temperature setting the other day? Because I can assure you, that will not happen.
No, it's bigger than that, Gale. It's yeah, so, yeah.
I set up the entire lab.
Oh!
You said you liked the configuration.
And I do. For the most part.
Except you.
Chemist,
Oh my God.
Really. A promising future. It's just that we just have different rhythms, Gale. You see, it's as if I'm classical, but you are more
Jazz.
Jazz. Yes, and God knows there is nothing wrong with jazz. It's simply that I require classical. Exactly.
Pinkman's classical? Oh no.
Shit. Man, this is the bar. What's up, partner? Oh. I can't believe this.
My replacement.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I thought they were gonna like all three like cook together.
Nice to meet you.
What's up? Damn, we should have ditched that RV months ago. It's all like shiny up in here. Oh.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. I don't mean to be.
Oh. Oh.
This
No.
makes no sense. I guess this is.
Oh, dear Mother of God.
200 pounds a week. Is that it?
As long as he meets that quota.
Oh, man. Oh. Mr. White.
Yo, Gale is gonna come back. He forgot his coffee maker.
We've only got a couple days before our next batch is due. I need to get you up to speed.
Right on. Just saying.
I only have one eye.
What's this cell service down here?
It's non-existent. We're shielded. There's a hard line for emergencies. Come on.
So, you haven't talked to anybody today other than, you know, Captain Nerd there.
Why?
Brother-in-law.
Let's get those boots off. See if you get a pulse. Get a blood pressure cuff or an ABI. Where's that blood? Sir, can I help you?
Oh, yeah, it's all right. He's family.
Steve!
He shot him 4 times.
Oh, Christ. Where's Holly?
I gotta sit her.
Ted.
Can you tell us anything?
Any details?
Right now, all we know is 2 men ambushed Hank. They didn't have any ID on them, probably Mexican nationals. Their tattoos indicated an affiliation with the drug cartel.
Where are they? I mean, did they...
Hank got killed one outright. The other one's upstairs in critical condition.
My brother-in-law's one tough son of a bitch. Take them both out. Considering he didn't even have his gun.
It's standard procedure. No one could have
Okay,
anticipated
listen.
this.
If you would have all listened to him right from the start and let him arrest that little degenerate, he wouldn't have had to take things into his own hands, and he would have had a gun and could have defended himself. No, just... It's their fault. You were supposed to back him up, and where were you? Where were you? Texas. You're supposed to protect your agents. I'm not doing anything until these two get the hell out of here. I mean it.
Sorry,
Go.
man.
You're not welcome here. The DEA is not welcome here. It's not just them. It's you, Walt. Is Pinkman? Hank was looking for. Hank would have never even heard his name if you hadn't bought marijuana from him. I'm sorry. It's Hank.
That's awesome. I'll give him blood.
Hello.
Oh man, he's gonna be pissed. He is pissed. He's gonna come back. I bet Pinkman's gonna mess with this coffee maker.
Jesse Pinkman in the house.
Man, this guy's a kid in a candy store. He's touching everything.
Wow.
What the hell are you thinking? Why are you calling me here?
I tried your cell, and it went straight to voicemail. How else am I supposed to get a hold of you?
His brother-in-law's in the hospital. You just told him.
The whole day. How long is the screening process? Just put a clock on it for me. All I'm saying is we have a schedule, right?
My family comes before your schedule.
Dude, it's not my schedule. We have responsibilities here.
Oh man, he's not gonna make it. He has to make 200 pounds.
Thank you very much for your kind words. We really do appreciate that.
What? Is your wife there?
Yes. Yes, she is, and she would be happy to know that you asked about her. Please do keep us in your thoughts.
Hey, tell your douchebag brother-in-law to head towards the light.
Jesus.
Do you know who that was?
Jesse Pinkman. Walter, it doesn't work anymore. Just stop.
Look at that. What? What? These spots. This fork is absolutely filthy.
Walter's like, I see it.
Those are just water spots. That's fine. Those are not water spots. It's a dirt. The silverware has obviously not been cleaned. It's covered in germs from someone else's mouth.
Quick, Walter, tell her one of your famous speeches that you're so good at.
Do you think that sick people aren't eating with this bacteria-infested silverware? My God, how are you supposed to survive this death trap?
I survived. I had my lobectomy at this hospital. Remember that? Remember how scared we all were? I didn't want to act like it, but I was terrified. All that week, all I could think of was how they were actually going to cut me open and take out a part of me that it was with me my entire life. I couldn't get that image out of my head. I think the scariest part was when they took me into pre-op, lying there, waiting for them to anesthetize you, knowing that you may never wake up again. What I really remember about that day is driving to the hospital. Skylar, you remember me wanting to drive that day?
I remember you saying you had a second cell phone.
Anyway, there we are, driving up.
Here he goes. His famous speeches.
We hit every green light. I mean, every single light that we hit. Green. When does that happen? Just like bang, bang, green the entire way. And the whole time, all I could think about was, why today? Why can't I just spend a few extra minutes in the car with my family? I never wanted to be stuck in traffic so bad in my life. At least I was with my family. I survived this place. And I'm not half the man your husband is.
I didn't order this, and my men would never do this on their own. Someone gave the go-ahead. We lay low, and then we get the real story from my man who survived.
Your man is in custody.
Dios bendiga America. He's innocent until proven guilty, correct? I'll get him the best lawyer, and then we'll learn the truth.
I can just see that he's got a bell too, just like Tio.
I shot him. One that's left, he's up there, got the painkillers going on, resting comfortably.
Your tax dollars at work.
You gotta see what Hank did to that bastard. Want to see?
What if Walter ends up, pulling the cord?
Comfortable, you piece of shit.
Oh, he smells fear. Jeez. I'm not gonna lie, I've done that at work. He's just got the one eye. Jesus. I should start calling him Violet Beauregard.
Why isn't there anything cooking?
Good question. Ah, there's the windshield with blue tape on it. We'll see if it gets smashed up again.
Gus came by? Not him, man. Apparently I'm not worthy of meeting him. It was the other one, the one that I'm qualified to speak to. All right, we have a quota. It's due tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Or what? Because that guy, he's got like the dead eyes.
Let me ask you something. Do you remember when we were out in the desert with Tuco? He kept saying that someone was coming up from Mexico to get us.
His cousins. That's who they were.
It was his cousins.
Yeah. Cousins. Whatever, man. Why?
I don't think Walter ever says goodbye properly to Pinkman.
We're not going to be able to keep our schedule this week. But not for a lack of trying.
Is there something I should know?
Well, to be completely honest with you, Gale really screwed us up. I mean, not on purpose, of course, but he set us way back, and we've been playing catch-up ever since. And I've had to be out running errands, trying to keep us on target.
Stone face.
Some of the equipment wasn't calibrated correctly. Well, it's just all very technical and boring. But rest assured,
It's all elementary.
that we will do whatever it takes. It has my total attention. We'll cook through the weekend if necessary. We will have 400 pounds for you by next week.
I have your word on that.
You do. You have my word on that.
Thank you for the update.
Ugh. Gustavo knows what's going on. Awesome! That was so cool.
I'd love to walk in there and shoot that bastard right in the head.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah? Great. We'll be right down. Food's here. Hey, you like pollos hermanos?
On occasion.
Walter's a big booster for the DEA. You heard what happened? He's gonna feed every cop in the building.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And apparently he's bringing it by personally.
I knew it! Oh man, he's gonna tell him everything. He's gonna tell him exactly who these guys are.
Is offering a $10,000 reward on any information about the case.
And how are we enjoying our meal today?
Men like your husband are the thin blue line between us and these animals. I only wish I could do more.
He called them animals again.
Our fun run a couple of months ago, Mr. Fring was one of our sponsors.
I talked for a few minutes with your husband. As a matter of fact, Mr. White, your name came up.
Really?
Yeah, there happened to be a collection jar out for you. We spoke briefly about your health concerns. I hope that there's been good news.
Things have improved, yes.
That's wonderful to hear. It's clear to me how deeply he cares for you.
Walter, Gus owns you, man. How are you enjoying your meal? How are you enjoying your meal? How are you enjoying your meal?
Mr. Frank, I knew my brother-in-law was with the DEA.
I investigate everyone with whom I do business.
Is this some sort of message?
I'm supporting my community. I hide in plain sight, same as you.
This attack on my brother-in-law, I don't understand it. I don't know what it means. Please, if you
They are coming.
have some knowledge that you can share with me, I fear for my family.
I'm sure they'll be fine. I am told the assassin that survived is gravely injured. It's doubtful he'll live. Now, thank me and shake my hand.
And you were told? He's got eyes and ears everywhere. Yo, he did something! Mike.
You know what I think, Gustavo? I think you're behind all this.
Why would I do this?
This is madness.
The others find out what you've done. Maybe we come pay you a visit.
It's too late. He's got all the control. Yo, who does the music for these episodes? If you look up a control freak in the dictionary, you see Gustavo, stone face, just staring back at you. You can't tell if its eyes are following you. He orchestrated the whole thing from his fast food, office in the back. And how are you enjoying your meal today? Where's Tio, man? He's the last one. I thought Walter was gonna sneak into that assassin's room and just pull the cord or something. But it was Mike. That could have been Mike on the phone too, just watching out. What's crazy is that this whole thing, it could have been just one massive scare tactic to, scare Walter into cooking for him permanently. And at the same time, get control of, north and south of the border, crystal slinging. Walter, stop! You suck at lying, don't you realize that? And Skylar is just Walter's Skylar, do you know who that was on the phone? Skylar's just stop, enough. Gustavo just knows it right away. I should start a tally system for, how many times people snap their phones in half. Is Mike an ally? He takes orders from both Saul and, maybe he sees Saul just as an acquaintance. Somebody that he just does, favors for. But it seems like he works directly under Gustavo. What would happen if one person told him to do something and then the other person told him not to do it? Pinkman. I used to work the night shift at one of my older jobs, and it was just me. Oh, me and another guy. By ourselves in this giant facility. And, I would take carts and rolling chairs and just roll up and down the halls on them. Those are good times. So I don't blame Pinkman for, just having a little fun, trying to get through the boredom. So yes, Walter gave him his word that we'll cook 400 pounds. Wouldn't it make the job easier if, Walter and Gail and Pinkman worked at the same time? I mean, I'm sure they would make their quota. Now they have to double. 400 pounds in a week? Pinkman's head over heels right now. Karma. That's what he's thinking. Maybe I should just let the universe do its thing, Not worry so much. Just let things play out on their own. Yeah, no, Gail, he's gonna come back. That guy's hurt. He thought he had a new best friend. Hey there, cowboy. Are you mad at me? Remember that time we cooked all that meth? Yeah, last week. That one and only time. The day I met you. Now, get away from me. It's not gonna work out. Gail, it's not you, it's me. I'm classical, and you're jazz. And then Pinkman just bursts in. Pinkman's rap step. He's Jethro Tull. Marie. Her entire world just went upside down in the span of just a few days. Hank just loses his job. Breaks down, finally tells her what's going on with him. And then he gets shot 4 times, and she's just trying to rationalize. Just trying to throw the blame at just everyone. Steve, Gomez. That was awesome, though. I don't know. All of Hank's colleagues donating blood. Ugh. Man, the guy's just crawling on the floor. Walter, he saved that speech. The first 2 that he made, they were pretty terrible, but that one was, it takes him a while, but he gets there. This was another thing that I noticed, just the attention to just, creating that atmosphere in the hospital room. I could hear in the background, I picked up on the sound of, the water cooler and the fountain turning on, and you could hear that hum. And it wasn't just in one scene, it made multiple cuts, but they had that one hum throughout the entire sequence. So I like those little details. Maybe Hank will pull through.
Yes, the old ways are still best at Los Pollos Hermanos. But don't take my word for it. One taste, and you will know.
Oh my god, they're actually doing it. Jesus! Wow. And they mix it in with regular ones, too.
201.6. Jesus.
Over. We ship it as is.
What are we, running a charity? Come on, man, we're gonna take it out.
Leave it. One batch, one ship. Stop complicating things.
A lot of time must have passed, because Pinkman's eye is normal again.
These bitches are bleeding us enough already.
You are paid extraordinarily well. Why can't you just...
Yeah, hey.
Appreciate that.
Hey, I've been crunching numbers, all right?
Oh, you've been crunching numbers?
Yeah, I've been crunching numbers, and I don't gotta be a mathematician to figure out that this deal you made is bullshit.
We both earned.
Yeah. You know, $1.5 million each. Whoop-de-doo. What's he getting? Huh? All right, 200 pounds a week for 3 months. And like, what happens at the end of the 3 months? Whatever. 200 pounds a week for 3 months.
What
That's
happens at the end of the 3 months,
pounds.
Walter?
2,400 times 40,000 is, and I swear to God, I double-checked this like 10 times.
$96 million.
96 to our 3. That is messed up, yo.
You are now a millionaire. And you're complaining? What world do you live in?
One where the dudes who are actually doing all the work ain't getting fisted.
Okay, good. I was just wondering, like, if time has passed, is Hank okay?
This color looks good. It's me.
Man, he got you good.
Yeah. Glad to see you still have your twisted sense of humor.
Look at my locations. Texas, Nevada, up in Farmington, even right here in town. Latino here and there, you know, strictly street level amounts. Man, it's crazy.
How does that mean that's supposed to make you feel better?
Because you're right.
The only reason, though, even breathing, is I got a warning call.
A warning call? What do you mean?
1 minute before they attacked me, somebody called my cell and told me to expect it. A voice scrambler. Could have been anybody.
Skylar, I had nothing to do.
Are we safe?
Yes.
Kind of.
Jesse? What about you?
He's back.
Face looks better. How's it all going? Anything you want to tell us about?
Like my interesting life.
It's just like Jade. She went back for like 18 months. So Jesse's doing the same thing.
My boss is a dick. The owner, super dick. Not worthy or whatever to meet him, but I guess everybody's scared of the dude.
You had me at cheese sticks. You're gonna have to fight me for those, Hank. Get well and best wishes from Ted Beneke and all the folks at Beneke Fabricators. Wow, he gives you all this time off, and now this. Get me a job there. No, he's great.
It looks like some nerve function is returning.
Thank God. All right, so when do we get him walking again?
Months from now.
Marie, it's important that we manage our expectations. We're talking about months of very hard work, and even then the odds...
Physical therapy is just the beginning. We're talking nursing care, modifications to your home, occupational therapy, medical equipment.
Money.
It could run into the hundreds of thousands.
We're just supposed to compromise on his care.
Well, if you don't follow the insurance company's procedures, they may never pay you back. I've seen patients and their families go bankrupt waiting to be reimbursed.
If Walter pays for this, Marie is going to ask questions. Hank is going to ask questions. Of course.
Yeah, there he is. Finally. I went ahead and started without you. Ladies, this is Jesse's son. He's in for the full treatment. Hey, take off your shoes, lay back.
This?
Yeah, you are now the owner of this fine establishment.
For free?
Free? Oh, ladies, cover your ears. No, not free. Look, hey, this is a squeaky clean, highly profitable, at least potentially, local institution. Looked upon with favor by the Chamber of Commerce, Better Business Bureau. At $312,000, it's a steal.
312,000.
Don't you get it? On the outside, it's a nail salon, right? On the inside, it's the best money laundry a growing boy could ask for.
I ain't buying no damn nail salon, so just forget it.
Well, you want to stay out of jail, don't you? I mean, you want to keep your money and your freedom.
The IRS, they'll get you.
Here's you, right? Pinkman, get it? Here's your cash. You're out on the town. Yeah, you're partying hardy. You're knocking boots with the chickie babes. And oh, who's this? It's the tax man. And he's looking at you. Now, what does he see? He sees a young fella with a big fancy house, unlimited cash supply, and no job. Now, what is the conclusion the tax man makes?
I'm a drug dealer.
Wrong. Million times worse. You're a tax cheat. This is the nail salon, right? I take your dirty money and I slip it into the salon's nice, clean cash flow. That's called layering. Final step, integration. The revenues from the salon go to the owner. That's you. Your filthy drug money has been transformed into nice, clean, taxable income brought to you by a savvy investment in a thriving business.
I'm a criminal, yo.
Yeah, and if you want to stay a criminal and not become, say, a convict, you should grow up and listen to your lawyer.
Right. So you can get your 5%.
No, that's 17%.
I heard you say 5. You said it right in front of me.
Yeah, that was for your partner. It's privileges of seniority and all. But for you, it's the usual, 17%, and that's a bargain.
My brother-in-law, moments before he was attacked, someone called to warn him. I believe that same person was protecting me because of this intervention. I am alive. He made that phone call because he wanted a shootout, not a silent assassination. In one stroke, he bloodied both sides, set the American and Mexican governments against the cartel, and cut off the supply of methamphetamine to the Southwest. He would have the market to himself. The rewards would be enormous.
Love the lighting right here.
We're both adults. I can't pretend I don't know that person is you. I respect the strategy. In your position, I would have done the same. I don't know what happens when our 3-month contract ends.
What would you like to have?
You know why I do this. I want security for my family.
Then you have it. $3 million for 3 months. That was our agreement. Extended annually, $12 million a year. Call it 15. Open-ended. Would that be agreeable?
Walter, he gave you security. You're not invincible.
Forget about money. Assume you have all you want.
I don't know. I guess I would make something.
A dune buggy.
Work with my hands, I guess.
Carpentry or bricklaying or something?
I took this tech class in high school, woodworking. I took a lot of tech classes because it was just a big jerk off. But my project for his class was to make this wooden box. Looked pretty lame, but it worked, for putting stuff in it and whatnot. So when I showed it to Mr. Pike for my grade, he looked at it and said, "Is that the best you can do?" Like, he wasn't exactly saying it sucked. He was just asking me honestly, is that all you got? For some reason, I thought to myself, yeah, man, I can do better. So I started from scratch. Made another, then another. By the end of the semester, by like box number 5, I had built this thing. You should have seen it. It was insane. I built it out of Peruvian walnut with inlaid zebra wood. It was fitted with pegs and screws. I sanded it for days until it was smooth as glass. Then I rubbed all the wood with tung oil so it was rich and dark. It even smelled good.
What happened to the box?
Be awesome if it was at his parents' house. And you could see it.
I gave it to my mom.
You know what I'm going to say? It's never too late. They have art co-ops that offer classes. Adult extension program at the university.
You know, I didn't give the box to my mom. I traded it for an ounce of weed.
Hey, Sky.
Hey. What are you doing here?
Well, I just thought I'd stop by to see how you're holding up.
Is this bad timing?
Hi.
Oh, no.
My lips. Oh, you're Ted. I've heard so much about you. Thank you for your gift basket. That was really. It was really nice. Thank
Nice to meet you too, Marie. Please give my best wishes to your husband.
I will.
So what? I'm divorced, you're divorced, so what?
Let's talk about it later, Ted. Okay?
Is there some reason for secrecy I'm not getting?
Later,
Because,
Ted. Not now.
Skylar, just tell me
You
what-
really want to do this now? Are you really going to make me do this right now?
Right. Bad idea to come here.
Ted, I'm. See you in a day or two.
What's the point of being an outlaw when you got responsibilities?
Darth Vader had responsibilities. He was responsible for the Death Star.
Pretty sure that was Tarkin that was in charge of the Death Star.
Let's kick it back into gear. All right, let's start slinging again. Booyah!
Hells yeah, bitches. We don't need no RV. All we need is a bicycle, some Drano, soda bottles.
Those shake and bake. Where's your self-respect? Come on.
You know, maybe it ain't top shelf, but we could at least move it.
Maybe I know a whole new market. Maybe all we need is the meth.
Come on, Pinkman. God.
Hey. The yield, come on.
201.8.
Are you just going to skim a little off the top, Pinkman?
I see a couple new faces. Anybody want to introduce themselves?
Oh my God, he's going to deal to the group!
It's
just one thing. It's meth.
I found myself spinning a helicopter. I was spinning an arrow just over and over again.
That blue stuff.
My God, Skinny Pete's there too.
Sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
Go ahead. This is what we did. Yeah, exactly. The blue stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, bro. I wish I never even heard of it. It's like lighting my whole head on fire.
Yeah. This stuff will burn you down. Only reason I have hope in hell is because it's long gone.
That's the shame of it.
Nah, man. Don't tell me that.
It's back in town.
Limited time only. Get it now while you can. This is not right.
Because he is a hero, and he is not going to be in a wheelchair at 43.
Whatever happened to all that money that Walter Jr. raised at his website? His PayPal.
We can always pay their bills.
Please, it's tens of thousands of dollars.
We have the money. More than enough. Walt earned it.
Skylar.
I think Marie should know the truth.
Skylar, I really don't think this is a good idea. I think that...
You're into gambling.
Well, that's a much better excuse than anything that Walter could have came up with.
It was more than facing death. It was knowing that he was gonna leave behind nothing. And so that's how this all started, for better or worse. He wanted to provide. And so
Man provides.
he paid his medical bills the only way he knew how.
I thought that Elliot and Gretchen paid for your treatment.
Yeah, I thought so too. The truth is, he never took that money, not a dime. He was too proud to take what he considered to be charity. Isn't that right? So he, every spare minute, Walt was at some card table somewhere. And at first he went to the casinos, but then he realized that the casinos
Walter's like, go on.
your family might find out. You do not want your family to find out. You find another place to gamble. Like an illegal backroom game. You remember all those long walks that Walt used to take? All that time he used to spend away from home? I guess for a couple months there you were sort of leading a double life, weren't you? This is to say, we have the money. No more gambling. We have the money.
How much money?
Walt?
Well, it's into seven figures. What can I say? I did very well. How did you come up with that? Wait, where? Where did you possibly?
I learned from the best.
Aww.
Somehow, something tells me Hank is here because of you. And I'm not forgetting that.
Yeah, he was able to make his quota. Without Gale. He's still got tape on his windshield. I think it's going to get smashed up again. But what did that mean when he was driving down the highway after meeting up with Gustavo? He just poured on the gas and he closed his eyes. Whenever Walter gets out of like a super tense like situation, you know, he does something super reckless. Or like he grips the steering wheel, he like punches something. You know, after he dealt with Tuco, he, you know, he threw the mercury in the building, like the window shattered, and he left with the money. You know, he's just like punching his steering wheel. And when Walter was given like the all clear from like, you're recovering from your cancer, you're 80%, your cancer shrunk by 80%. Like he went to the bathroom and he punched the dispenser. This could be another one of those moments. Could be him venting, just letting off steam. There are better ways of doing that, man. You could try going to a nail salon, like Saul said. I wonder if Walter will escape the IRS. Yeah, he's getting groomed. He's being groomed. I don't know. Maybe Gustavo will just pass it off to him. As I see those two seeing eye to eye, like, Gustavo might give Walter a franchise. I don't know, he might see him as a confidant. But Walter, I know he doesn't trust him. Not completely. It's a good thing he asked, well, what happens to me after 3 months? I want security for my family. We'll see if they get to talking more. That blew my mind. Just like the process, they're hiding. They package it all nice and neat, and then they hide it in the, like the gravy. The special sauce. There's a secret ingredient. And then they use, you know, UV light to find the ones that have... it's so smooth. Walter put things together pretty quickly, like Gustavo's entire plan. Gustavo's just piling on the money. You get 1.5. I get 15. Pinkman. Just skimming a little crystal off the top. He's so... Why isn't he happy with 1.5 million? I did the numbers, yo. I think I'm gonna call them the Three Stooges again. Whenever Badger and Skinny Pete are in the mix. Throwing Pinkman in there too. Combo. You've been replaced. You know, Pinkman, you're only skimming just a little bit at a time. Like, if you're already making 1.5 million with Walter, like, how much money you're gonna make with Skinny Pete and Badger? Is a couple extra thousand, does that make all the difference to you? Doesn't want to be told what to do. Dude, you've survived this long because you've had to listen to, like, everybody giving you advice. Good advice. Saul's telling him to launder his money. He's not gonna launder his money. He's gonna get caught at some point. Ah, God. It's only until it happens to him that he learns from it. You can't just plan ahead, man. Yeah, man, like, I just couldn't get enough of this blue stuff. It was just like, only around for a limited time only, but it's the bomb. Skinny Pete. Badger. Come on, that guy lost his daughter. Like, he killed his daughter. The counselor guy. And he's trying to help all these people, and Pinkman is just like, yeah, thanks for helping me that one time. These are all my customers now. You know, it would be nice if his mom did have that shelving unit, or the boxes, or whatever it was that he made, you know, at his parents' house. Sold it for an ounce of weed? What did Jake have to sell to get that blunt? And how are you enjoying your meal today? Gustavo's just gonna show no mercy. He can't just keep his hands to himself. He's got to touch everything. He's got to take everything. More. He's got to have more. What about Q, man? I don't know if Pinkman knows about Q surviving. Still think he's going to meet him at some point. Maybe Walter will, too. And Walter still harbors guilt from the airplane crash. You know, Walter did change the radio station right away. As soon as he heard that Don tried to commit suicide, tried to commit Q-cide. Still think Gail's gonna show up at some point. Seek revenge on Walter. I don't know. At least get his coffee maker back. Man, Tio was ruthless when he was younger. He was old when he was younger. I wonder if he still has that Zach Morse phone. Mike, is he only loyal to anybody who pays him? We'll see. Maybe Walter will hire him at one point. Against Gustavo. Walter Jr., he's taken all this pretty hard, but, you know, everything's fine for now. Hank, he's still alive. He's not going to be walking for months. Marie's just pushing this, like, trying to, you know, make him recover, try to get life back to the way it was before. It's gonna take time. Cut the doctor a break, Marie. Hank pulled through when it mattered most. He got back to his senses, and like he took that guy out. Man, it's like a nice shot. Jesus. Maybe Hank has let go of some of that toxic masculinity. He did say that those flowers were pretty, though. And Pinkman's not pressing any charges, so... It's like, Steve, I don't think you should be sharing, like, this information with him. He's suspended without pay. Well, I guess he is technically still on the payroll right now. He's not fired. So they can still discuss, like, DEA, you know, sensitive information. But, like, to do that in front of the family... I mean, it was the only time that he could do it. But yeah, it's popping up everywhere. Maybe Hank will find out who Heisenberg is. Maybe Walter will tell him. Everyone doesn't tell Marie anything. And she's just trying to, like, rationalize everything. You know, she's blaming everyone for Hank's condition. Except family. I think Marie's gonna, like, ask Skylar, you know, hey, we're gonna go to the casino. You need to show me this so that it's not so suspicious. You know, spread it out over everyone. I want to learn too. And then Skylar and Walter will be like, yeah, let's go. Maybe Marie is actually really good at gambling. Or maybe she'll just steal some chips. You should call her Miss Grabby Hands. Skylar and Ted, go away. But Skylar's just stringing him along. She still doesn't know how she feels about Ted. She doesn't know how she feels about Walter. Now she's impressed with Walter. Yeah, it's in the 7 figures. Just the look on Skylar's face. She's like... Yeah, Skylar, she's a really good liar. I think she's starting to like this lifestyle. Man, now Walter's gonna have to, like... I don't know, I could just see Walter and Skylar going into, like, a casino at some point. Just to prove to, I don't know, Hank or Marie that, like, yeah, we gamble. And, you know, Walter looks like James Bond or something. He just goes to the blackjack table. The dealer's like, he flips over his cards. 17. And for you, sir? 4. I'll stay. I also like to live dangerously. Walter always pays for it whenever he lies. I think Skylar's gonna pay for it now. That's the moral of the story. Don't lie. Lying's bad. He'll come and get you, just like the IRS. But like, Walter, are you still in love with Skylar? I mean, she cheated on you with Ted. Who's got the baby? Alright, guys. Well, we got through episodes 7, 8, and 9. Next one's gonna be 4 episodes. We're almost done season 3. We'll see what happens next. And how, like, this season will, you know, conclude. I'm still expecting Walter's windshield to get smashed up at one point. Or for a 3rd time. Maybe Gale will do it. You know, now that he's out. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I think the consensus is that I'll keep the hour-and-a-half format. There may be the odd time, just giving you like a heads up. There may be like the odd time where I might only have time to do like maybe 1 or 2 episodes. I'll still stick to the 3 format, but like, you know, life happens. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, remember, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you in the next video.